If you're a fan of old school bodybuilding, then make sure to check out Sups the Movie. Filmmaker Alex Ardenti explores the $40 billion sports supplement industry, delving into the origins, evolution, and current state of supplements used by millions of fitness enthusiasts worldwide, available at Amazon and Vimeo. Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookham here, and today I'm going to display a very rare piece of equipment. I call it the oldest gym machine in the world. Don't mind my cat, they like scratching. So the great thing about this is actually the George F. Jowett Seat of Health. That's what it was called. There was advertisements in all these old 1920s mags. I remember seeing them and I was like, wow, what is this? And I discovered that it was a portable rowing machine that's not just a rowing machine. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, but before then there were machines. Yes, but this is truly the first home gym machine that was available, because not only could you do rowing, but you could do all kinds of cable exercises. So it was a true machine in itself, not like a cable station or single dumbbells and barbells. It came in a wonderful suitcase that allowed you to carry it wherever you went, hence it was portable. And you opened it up. So as I was mentioning, you open the suitcase, and as I mentioned, within you find the rowing machine. And as you can see, it's not just a rowing machine. The Seat of Health, I mean, it's a beautiful piece of equipment, you have to admit, with the, it's made of cast iron, by the way. And I know I haven't properly introduced the creator. The creator was George F. Jowett. Very famous bodybuilder and strongman from the 1920s, English born. I've done a video on him already, and he started, of course, pioneering many things like barbells, dumbbells, bodybuilding courses for home trainers, including the first true portable gym gym piece of equipment. And it's called, as you can see, the Seat of Health, made of cast iron, hence it's still available nowadays. Now you can see the inside here. My wife is doing a wonderful job with the camera work, and you can see here that, as I mentioned, it's a rowing machine, and I've done a video on this before. I'll link it above, on George F. Jowett. He had up to 60 patents, and this is one of the patents right there, right? That was applied for this particular machine. And I continue calling it a machine because if we look at the charts now that come within, this was a great piece I bought from the United States. Here is the advertisements that I'm talking about, right? So the advertisements show the Seat of Health, right? With confidentiality. That was the idea. A lot of people were embarrassed about physical culture back then in bodybuilding. It wasn't as popular as it is nowadays, or glamorous. You go to the gym, the chrome equipment, the shakes, the everything, the whole culture, the lifestyle. Back then, people weren't as open about their own physicality as it is nowadays. And therefore, a lot of home equipment started to being produced by a lot of these bodybuilders, Sandow, Jowett, etc. And these were advertised, of course, in Strength magazine in the 1920s, Physical Culture by Bernard McFadden, etc. And you would see these advertisements displaying the machine, the perfect home gym. It really is a home gym, because when you turn, this is just the advertisement, when you turn over, you actually see the plethora of actual different exercises that could be performed. We're not just talking about rowing motions, but we're talking leg motions here. We're talking abdominal motions. We're talking arm movements and all sorts of other exercises, right? So it was a true home gym experience. Even your back could be developed, or you know, your lower back, triceps, etc. And there are several charts displaying the several different types of exercises that could be worked using this home piece of equipment. Here's another chart. Unfortunately, this one is broken in half, with the rest of the exercises that could also be developed, that could also be performed. Actually, this might be the same one. It's in pieces, unfortunately, but you get the idea. Yeah, it is the same one, but just it's unfortunately broken. So I thought I'd try to demonstrate some of the typical exercises that could be performed on the seat of health. Okay, so this is probably the first time in 1 century that this machine will be taken out of its suitcase. By the way, it was developed in 1920, I believe, or thereabouts. You basically remove the apparatus from the suitcase. Oh, there it goes. And you place it on the floor. You open it up like so. Alright? You see it's got rubber stoppers at the bottom. Here are the actual rowing bits that you would then pull on as you sat on the chair, which is here, which has nicely shaped buttocks there for you to sit down on. And this would roll, it's got wheels you can see, would roll on these particular rails. Okay, so you placed that right there. There's all these additional springs which I won't necessarily show you, but you basically attached this to here. Whoops, other way around. The hook, this hook goes here, so these bits fasten the seat down. It's in wonderful condition. It really is for home gym equipment that is a century old with all of the original pieces still intact. There you go. You grab the, oh, this one actually broke, it's a shame. That's why they've attached it to this one. So you can imagine that this particular rowing piece would thread through here, but unfortunately it's broken, and that other grip would actually be attached to the other one. But seeing that it is broken, I'll just show you what it looks like when I sit down on it. So you sat yourself down, placed your feet on the stands, and began rowing away. So you'd either bring the apparatus to you like so to develop your arms and your back. I'm doing supinated, I could have done like so, like pronated, for example. One, and I think it's supposed to go back. Well, it's not really, I haven't hooked my feet in there. I should have hooked my feet in, sorry. Let's hook those feet in. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For example, that's the rowing capacity of this particular machine. You could, of course, as I said, do curls, extensions, and all other kinds of different exercises on this particular machine. From what I understand, you could even work your chest, so you can do all sorts of different things here. Pressing motions, extensions, curls, work the entire body. That's the seat of health, you know, and I really wanted to present that today, and I think, yeah, it's a wonderful piece of equipment. Maybe, honey, you want to actually hover over it and show everybody the equipment. So, again, this is what it looks like laid out. Your feet would sit here, and your heels would be here. The plant of the foot would sit there, and your feet would slide into this. You would adjust it according to your own feet. Again, all made out of stainless steel. At the front are the grips. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, one of them is broken. Not that it can't be fixed, it can be fixed. Here are the rails where the actual seat with the wheels goes up and down as you pull on it. And of course, at the back, you can adjust the resistance simply by adding more springs. I'll move the seat out of the way. and here we are. So the more resistance you added via springs, of course, the more you would be able to develop strength and muscularity. That's the whole idea. You could, of course, remove these springs from the machine by simply disconnecting them, right? That's the whole idea of, therefore, it became a progressive resistance machine. You could start off with 1 or 2 springs and increase it, and also increase it further by the additional springs that were included in with the machine. So that's the 1920s seed of health, patented by George F. Jowett, one of the pioneers from bodybuilding history of the iron game. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and yeah, that's it. Bye for now. As a natural bodybuilder, it is imperative to know your own testosterone levels, as they are a reflection of the anabolic environment created by your diet and training. I would highly recommend using the male hormone test kit from Let's Get Checked, and make sure you use my code GOLDEN30 for a 30% discount. Again, the advantage of checking yourself regularly is that you will know how well your body is anabolically primed to put on the much desired muscle you are working for. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Vince Gironda's approach to bodybuilding, his principles, and all these tips of wisdom that he has, I mean, there's so much stuff that probably hasn't been proven by science, and it will take science to prove or disprove Vince. But to be honest, these 3 books, I believe, which I call the Classic Physique Bundle, are the best books that Vince ever came out with. And they, of course, are the Wild Physique, the Master Series, and the Pro Series. Have a look at it this way. The Wild Physique, I believe, is like the ABCs of Vince Gironda's principles to bodybuilding. He teaches you the exercises and his principles, but how do you put them together? Well, the Master Series is a 14-month program of using all of these principles, all of the diets that Vince came out with, all of the exercises, and believe me, it's a brilliant, brilliant program. Many people have used it. I know personally a lot of bodybuilders that have actually used it and made fantastic results with it. And of course, the Pro Series was a book that he came out with later on, specially targeted for getting into competition. It's just these 3 books, as I call it, the Classic Physique Bundle, Vince's best work, and available, of course, at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Now, the Pro Series of Bodybuilding, which was targeted for professional bodybuilders, contains 6 programs, each of which go for 2 months each. So it's a whole year, again, in preparation for competition. Online training is now available, including my new program, Novice to Classic, a program geared towards beginners and novices looking at developing a classic physique, as well as Classic Cut, geared at those who wish to lose weight and gain muscle fast. Details available at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Need a bodybuilding poster for your gym or office? Then check out Ironman Magazine archive.smugmug.com for the highest quality posters on the planet. Scroll through the galleries of all the legends, including greats such as Arnold, Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva, Serge Nubret, Tom Platz, and Larry Scott, and much, much more, and select your poster now. To support your favorite YouTube channel, please visit teespring.com/stores/goldenerabookworm for merchandise, including t-shirts, hoodies, face masks, phone cases, and much, much more. Once again, at teespring.com/stores/goldenerabookworm. Become a patron at www.patreon.com/goldenerabookworm for hard to find books, scans of rare photos, and articles on the golden era of bodybuilding.
I don't think that Bill Phillips looked at it as, I want to compete against them. I want to destroy them.
If they pass legislation basically making any type of food supplement a prescription item, that would be the end, the death of the entire food supplement industry.
Take your vitamin pill now.
In the 1960s, the sports supplement industry was barely emerging.
I think the reason why Joe Weider was so successful was he had Arnold on his side.
He wasn't selling supplements. He was in the dream business.
Joe Weider was a marketing genius.
People would say the promotions or the endorsements back then were cheesy. To me, it wasn't. I loved it.
Fitness was taking off. You know, fitness became cool. You had a lot of readers that wanted to be like the stars that they idolized.
Bill's strength is his marketing savvy. He's a marketing genius.
Got it. It's only vitamin.
the right of American citizens to have free access to dietary supplements of their choice.
Consult your physician. You might as well consult the next guy you meet on the street. They don't know a damn thing about vitamins and nutrition.
The dietary supplement industry became the #2 most regulated industry. Nuclear, dietary supplements, pharmaceutical. We're more regulated than drugs.
They come in and you need to allow the FDA. They have jurisdiction.
The enforcement is kind of the questionable side of it, and how do they really get a handle on this monster?
A lot of people tell me that the dietary supplement industry is completely unregulated. It's the wild, wild west out there. It's a free-for-all. That could not be further from the truth.
A dietary supplement is not allowed to have a side effect. I always say the pharmaceutical has to have a minimum of 100 side effects in order for it to be a drug.
And now, it's a $40 billion industry and growing.
That's the really interesting thing, is the cast of characters from the 80s, when it was kind of iffy, to now when it's a lot more legitimate.
They made it sound cutting edge, revolutionary, and different, and I want that. That's cool.
We are in this industry to improve our health. It's not just a vanity project here. We're working on our lifeline. We eat a certain way to improve our health. We train a certain way to improve our health. Supplements are just that. They supplement your work, your graft, your nutrition.
They demonize dietary supplements, but they say all you need is real food. Well, what's a real food?
They pump you up and get you hard, stronger, faster, bigger.
Doc, I want to take this weight gain. I want to take this pre-workout. Doctor's, no way. That stuff, we don't know what's in that. It could be, no way. I'm not going to give you, it's going to kill the industry, bottom line.
So I must have drank so much protein powder from age 15 to 18 that my head was going to explode.
I believed in metrics so much that I would probably punch somebody in the face if they tried to take it away from me.